Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wire podcast. I'm one of your hosts today, Kay Thompson, Chief of Public Relations for the Department of Corrections.
And I'm Lance West, the Administrator of Marketing here at the Department of Corrections. And we're inside the relatively new chapel, one of the many wonderful amenities here at Joseph Harp Correctional Center.
I'm very excited about today. We've had this podcast on the books for a while, but hadn't been able to make it out. So let's kick it off. We have 4 very special guests today. We have Unit Manager Kelsey Clymer, Captain Alexander Hammer, and Chairman of the Gold Card, Jacob, and Mayor of Joseph Harp, Luke. How are you guys today?
Doing well.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Who knew that a prison had a mayor?
Right?
But the truth is, this is like a big city. And you have all the pieces and parts in place to make it run like a city, a successful city at that.
That's true.
So let's zoom out just a little bit. When Director Harp came in, I think a few months later, they changed the vision statement to We Change Lives. And so when I was talking to Warden Rogers about possibly doing this podcast, I said I wanted you two to join us. And then I asked him what 2 staff members here at Harp would be good to interview as well. Rogers immediately focused on you. You said you bought in, hook, line, and sinker to the We Change Lives. So what resonated with you about that?
The broad scope of all of it. It's a holistic approach. It's not just the population we serve. It's their families as well that we communicate with. It's our own families. It takes a big backing from our families at home to support us in what we do. It's the people that we work with and the people that we lead while we're here. It has the power to really change a department and change a culture and rehabilitate, but not just the population we serve, our staff, and grow them and be leaders and professionals and world changers.
We want to be an agency of purpose.
Correct.
And where we take our talents and our passion, we equal our purpose. And I think if we had all staff like that with that frame of mind, it's going to create a shift, not just here, but agency-wide.
And so the We Change Lives, you talked about the culture between employees is changing. How do you think that affects, and you guys chime in on this too, how do you think it affects, the culture shift in employees, how it affects our population?
I work the night shift. Our security is a very big family. We're one big close family. When we're all getting along and we're having a good time, we're not down, we're not mad, we're upset about coming to work. It vibes off with the inmates, and we're all happy to be here, happy to help the inmates, because most of them are going to get out and be back in our neighborhoods, and we want to see a change. So whenever they're out, we interact with them. They're able to interact in society.
And both of you have been here for a little while. You've been through different administration changes, not just at an agency level, but at a facility level. Do you kind of track with that? Is it a lot better now that there's been a culture shift?
There has been a change. There has been a more hopeful tone. I've seen a hopeful twist, a hopeful stance on the We Change Lives. I think it's a positive thing, and I'm excited because things like this have never happened before, and so that's what is an indicator to me and a motivator for me to continue doing the work that I personally do and that other leaders here do, because I've said it for years. If we're wanting reform, we have to be that reform, so that when people like you come in, they see us, that we're amenable, open, and willing to put in the work for that reform. And so to hear like Captain Hammer and Ms. Clymer saying the things they're saying, it's encouraging, because I know that it's a long-term goal, and it's not an easy process on either side. But if we are truly engaged in pro-social reform and empowerment, I think the department is going in a great direction.
And Jacob, prison can be either an opportunity or can be seen as a punishment. Do you feel like you've got an opportunity to improve your circumstance here?
Oh, absolutely. This is some of the stuff to kind of add to what he was saying too. There, at the end of our Gold Card meetings, which we actually pack out this chapel,
standing room only, into
the hallway and sometimes out. So it's, I always end it with a lot of times with be the change you want to see. And I really live by that, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own actions. And I think yes, I think here and under the leadership and the vision that's happening, there's a lot of just empowerment and a willingness to say, hey, we're going to give you an opportunity, and we're going to help you with this opportunity. So it's not just, throw you out there and then leave you.
When I met you guys, it was the first inmate council meeting that I had been to. Had a reporter down here. And I think, Jacob, it was you were talking about Harp had recently done an interview, and he said the quiet part out loud.
It was shocking to hear at that level.
Yeah.
That's I think that was probably more where I was going. I was shocked. I was shocked.
Listening to you guys speak about the positive changes, the culture shift. What are our employees saying? What are our population saying? That's the most important thing to me, and about all the changes and the drive.
I remember that some too. During that interview, I was really excited about the. I had saw in the news he had talked about things like the rodeo and Battle of the Bands, and that's really what I was really excited about. That is a new direction for culture.
Yeah.
Bringing some of those things back that meant so much, and really set a temperature, I think, within for inmates and staff where, hey, we're excited about this. So that's I'm excited to see stuff like that, and I do think the director has a vision that a lot of us, anytime you get new leadership, it's you're like, what's gonna happen?
Whose head's gonna roll? Who's gonna get promoted?
I think we have leadership, is what I'm saying, that you can get behind.
No, it's been about 18 months since we've had new leadership. We have seen some dramatic change. What would you like to see? What still needs to be done, do you think, in order to make not just Joseph Harp, but all of our facilities statewide a model for other states around the country as far as Department of Corrections?
To really implement the change, and we've got to find that staff that wants to buy in and actually want to do it and change lives in the department. Like Clymer said, changing lives not just with the inmates, but with our staff. And if we don't have the staff that wants to buy in and do it, it's going to be hard to get to that point.
And it's not a job for everyone. And reassuring them, when you come to the Department of Corrections, it's such a starter job. It used to be seen as, but it can be anything you want. You can do so many things within the department and grow and learn and find purpose, and being here for that. But it's also okay, because this is hard work. This is deep social work type stuff. And you're here day in and day out with other staff members, inmates families. It takes a lot out of you, and it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
When you breathe hope into a man or a woman and they walk out those gates out front, and because of the investment you made, they're not coming back. Is there a greater feeling than that?
Very few. But as far as purpose in this job, hard to beat.
So what is your favorite thing about working at the Department of Corrections?
The amount of change that you can affect on the day-to-day and the overall, depending on the purpose that you find in yourself to do this every day, this difficult job. Another favorite part, it's never boring. This is a whole world in and of itself with its own issues. And whether that's inmate so-and-so on the unit, today I'm having a rough day. What's going on? Why are we not at work? And just triaging that little situation in his world that day and helping him navigate his day. We've all been there.
In prison, you have two different factions. You have chaos seeders who are planting chaos and hope it takes off. And then you have hope dealers. And all four of you are hope dealers here at Joseph Harp. We're so appreciative for the work that you all do to make this a better place.
Thank you.
So among security staff, what's the different feel, and you've been, like I said, you've been at several different facilities, and we always say Harp is extremely unique, but how's it different? What's the word in the security staff?
Like I said, getting the staff that's going to buy into we change lives. We have it here. Being a captain, I do a lot with my shift. That's what I spend most of my time doing. It's my favorite thing about being here, is helping the officers, helping the unit staff. We're all one team. So, and that's something else about our administration we have in right now. You know, they've coined that new phrase, one team, one fight. And a lot of the staff is buying into that. And if we're all working together, you know, our morale goes up, we're helping each other. The morale for the inmates go up because we're not taking our anger out with them. So that, I've seen that change a lot. You know, we all work together now. It's still a work in progress, but working with between unit staff and security, it makes our jobs easier, which in turn raises our morale. So I've seen that shift coming around.
The bridging of the gap between uniform and non-uniform staff. First of all, I think it's essential, but next of all, I've learned a lot about what their job entails, and it gives a lot more appreciation for everything that they do. And that was, in the not very distant past, that was not a thing. We did not do that. And the teamwork and the really going alongside them and getting an understanding, and vice versa. And then it betters the communication. The
word is coalition. It's been my theme for the last few weeks in my own work that I do. And the idea is that I don't have to be the sole driver of a thing. I don't have to be the smartest person in the room. We just have to, we have to work it together. And so when the director makes a mandate, he's putting people in charge. When they tell staff, this is what it is, or us, when, you know, things, this chapel is a testament to coalition, to the community at large being involved in this place and giving back and finding love and compassion here from the top to the bottom for inmates as well as staff, and getting people to realize that we are people, and all of us need all of us. I think Chris Steele says that all the time. All of us need all of us. This is the coalition, and we don't have to do it on our own. There is help. There is support. There is community.
It's recognizing that you're a person. Like you are a person with legitimate trauma, emotion, thoughts, opinions, feeling, you know, so, yeah.
You know, kind of on that, you know, it's always been something that I've always went by, you know, none of us are here to judge what they're here for. They've already been judged for that. We're here to help them change and be a better person when they get out of here. And I've always tried to be that way. I've tried to help my staff be that way. Because it's the only way you're gonna help them change, is to know that we're not here to judge what they did or be mad at what they did. They did it. They're here to serve their time for it. We're just here to make sure they do their time and come out a better person.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. And if you would like to come make a difference in people's lives, go to joinodoc.com. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, everybody.